Hi, guys. Welcome back for part six. My name is Lisa Brill. I am a paparazzi independent consultant number 185371. And I am the Lisa of Lisa's $5 Jewelry and Accessories. Today, I am going to show you how to start to set up your website. Now, please keep in mind, this is going to be a general idea. We are going to run through, it's going to be very long. Bear with me. I am also going to do smaller videos on each section on how to customize those, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Now that you are logged into your Square, I want you to go to the online portion if you are not there and come up to your Square Store dashboard. Once you are logged into your Square Store dashboard, please go to Edit Site. This is where the fun begins. Once this page pops up, you're going to see so many different features added. So you can choose what features you want to show on your homepage right now. For this video, I'm going to go ahead and click all of them. And as you can see, they fall in line on your page. Again, we can take these away and we can add them back if we want. But just for this video, we're going to go ahead and put them all on there. Once you've done that and you've chosen the ones that you want, go ahead and click Next. In this portion, this is where you're going to upload a logo if you want. Please remember, if you use the Paparazzi Independent Consultant logo, it has to have the R. Any logo with the TM is non-compliant. You can find your compliant logos in the back office under the Resources tab. If you do not wish to add a logo at this time, you can skip this step. And your final step is your text and color choice. So your font style for your text is what you're choosing here. So if you want it to look vintage, if you want it elegant, if you want it modern, that is completely up to you. You can choose that here. And your main color for your website. So I like the color purple for this video. That's what I'm going to choose. Once you have made your selections, go ahead and hit finish. Now that you've hit finish, this is your home page, my friends. This is the page all of your customers are going to see, the first page they're going to see as soon as they come to your website. These on the side you can see are all those preset features that we clicked on that first slide when we first started building our website. We will go through and we can remove and add those as we wish. But for right now, we're going to just leave those there. Before we get into any of those, I want you to come down here to Site Design. When you are under Site Design, this is where, again, the customization is amazing. You can change that main color if you're not really happy with it, and you can actually choose any color in the spectrum that you want. I'm going to leave mine as purple. Then you can also choose an accent color. Any color that you want. If you want them to be paparazzi pink and black, that is completely up to you. I'm going to use teal and purple for this video. There's also other presets. You can actually go into advanced settings and choose how you want the background on your website to show up, what color you want your buttons. These are all customizable later. I just leave the site background as white because I can go in and add from these two colors. It'll give you an ombre, 5 different selections of each of those, and the whites to choose from to add. Once you've done that, click the back button and you can go to your fonts. Now your fonts these are the 5 presets that you chose from, and each one of these have 3 different sets of presets. So you can choose under, say, elegant, like I chose. You have this one, and this one. You can also have advanced settings for your fonts. Now, you have to upgrade your website into a different plan to upload font formatting. So you can actually upload different types of fonts if you're not happy with these. I left it as it is. It just makes it so much easier. At the very bottom, you can choose how you want your button. If you want it to be a rectangle, if you want it to have those nice little rounded edges, or if you want it to be a circular shape. Once you have finished with your site design, you can click Done. Again, if you're not happy with this, you can totally come back later and change it. Click Done, and guess what? Now we're going to start building. Scroll back up to the very top and click Header. Now under Header is where you'll find your logo. If you did not upload a logo, this is where you can do so now. You can change what type of logo you want, if you wanted the image or the text. You can change the font size to large. You can make it medium or small. And you can also change the color. Now, as you can see, a lot of these are X'd out. That is because what Square does is they choose the colors that are going to show up best on the background. So we have the background as white. Let's go ahead and change that now. Come down here to Customize. Everything you run into is going to have a Customize button. Don't be scared to click through it. You're not going to ruin anything. Go down here to Section Style. I always do this as one of my starting steps. You can make it a transparent background, leave it at the default, which is a white color. You could add a custom color or an image. If you want to put pretty flowers as your header background, you can do that. For this video, I'm going to make it one color, and I'm going to choose the light purple. As you can see, they are all open now because this is really the background of your website. I'm going to choose the middle purple. And as you can see, it changed. You can also choose how you want that header to be. If you don't want it to move, it'll stay right where it's at with no effects. If you want it to reveal itself when you scroll up, it'll pop down as you scroll up. Or you can choose a sticky header, which stays in place no matter what they're doing, if they're scrolling up or down. You can also choose the layout. How do you want it to be laid out? Do you want it to be laid out with your logo on top and your navigation underneath? Or do you want your logo off to one side? That is completely up to you. Again, click around, play. This is the fun part, you guys. Make it your own. So we covered the logo. I am going to actually go ahead and add a logo. My computer is being kind of slow today, so bear with me. I'm going to add my Paparazzi Independent Consultant logo, and I want to put that up top. And on the previous screen, you could choose how big or small you wanted it. You can also do that here as well. If you want it super large, you can do that. Do not worry, it will save as you go along. But none of this will show up to your customers until you actually hit that publish site. So even if you go in and you publish it and you want to change it later, all you have to do is hit publish again when you're done making your changes. If you don't, it will not show up. Now that I have done with my logo, and my logo is linked to my homepage. So if they click on my logo up top, it's going to bring them back home, or they can click home on the navigation bar. Navigation. This is the part where all your customers see the links to go to, like at the top of all web pages. Your navigation links are very important. Do you remember those so important categories that I told you guys about and that I made you do? That is where these come into play here. You don't have to use a category page. You can set up a standard page. If you want to do a standard page, all you have to do is click create a new page. And this is where you can play around even further and you can add a new page. So we'll just say this one's going to be necklaces. I put a 1 there and I'll show you why, and you'll see why here in just a moment. So now on our navigation bar, we have another necklace or a necklace. Then if I want to add a category page, now you're going to see categories and item pages. What is the difference? An item page is for each and every individual item that you post for sale. The category page is what I had you guys do. I'm going to click category page. This is where everything goes into one spot. I'm going to choose, so all those category pages you made are going to pop up here at the bottom, and I'm going to click save. Now, say I have a category page like the men's, I have a drop down. I can have the subcategories. So if you made subcategories for those pages, you can choose to add those here. And as you can see, so now we have all of these in order, but you don't like the way they're laid out, perfectly fine. Let me show you how to change that. So say you want your gift cards all the way at the back. Do you see how that line here is kind of off to the side with the blue dot? You want to push it over a little bit. It takes a little prodding on its part. But you see how that blue dot finally went to the edge? That's where you want it. Don't put it as a subcategory, because what happens when that blue dot is off to the side over here, it makes it a subcategory. So this is where you can also change. So I'll show you. So now when you go over gift cards, you can also click shop all. I don't want it like that. I want it all the way over. So you can change the layout and how you want those links to show up for your customers. You don't even have to have a home page. You can remove it. As simple as that. So now that you've added your navigation links, you can choose to make those in all caps or leave them just as they are. And then you can change the color of them. Again, Square is going to choose the colors that work best on your background. You also have the choice to add a button. Now, this button can be for anything. You can link it to anything. If you want to give them the option to email you, that is where you will do that with this button. If you want them to be able to shop all or go to a story or an external link. So say you want them to also not only be able to shop your in-stock inventory, but you want them to be able to shop from your paparazzi website. Have them open the link in a new tab and you click save. Now, it is now linked to my paparazzi website. You can also click here to edit. Not show paparazzi. I'm sorry, guys. Let me fix that. Shop paparazzi. And there you go. Now you've added your button. You can also remove it if you are not happy with having that button there. You can take it away and you can add it back if you really want it. And then your icons. You don't have to have the cart icon, but when you do hide it, it'll tell you that they recommend you don't hide it, just because it gives your customers that visual of how many pieces they have. And then the search icon, you can hide that as well. And you can also change their color. So let's say I want them to be that dark purple. Again, Square's choosing the colors that show up best on your background. Now, if you kind of want to see what you're looking at, you can go to preview at any time and you can see, which I will go ahead and preview it because I want to show you. So now that we've linked this button, when you click that button, it's going to take you to your paparazzi website. Okay. And if you're happy with how all of that looks and it's laid out, you can close your preview and continue editing your website. Now down here is your main banner. So this is the photo and you can choose to have a photo on there if you wish. If not, that is completely fine. You all have all of these different features added in. So if you chose, your main banner will always be there. When you click on main banner, you can either choose to remove the image and not have a photo show up, or you can add an image. When you add an image to your main banner, any image, you can upload any file that you want, and any image you upload will save to your Square website. So even if you go in and you change it 6 months from now and you liked a photo you used to have, it will be here. Anytime you use a logo, it will be here. So if you want to go ahead and upload every single one of those paparazzi independent consultant logos, you can go ahead and do that. They also have a vast majority of free photos for you to choose from. I've already pre-typed in hearts, and I'm actually going to choose this one for my background. But those are the free photos that they have available. Also, if you have linked your Instagram account to your Square store, you can also choose photos from it also and have those show up. So then just double check. Go ahead and click save when you've made your selection for your photo, and it's going to show up there in the background. Now I know you cannot see my banner headline anymore. Let's fix that. Actually, hang on. Now with your banner image, you can make this darker or as light as you want. So if you want it really light and bright, you can do that. If you want it really dark, you can do that. Your banner headline, you can change the color on it and make it any of these colors that you want. Because it is a dark background, Square should let you choose any of your preset. You can also change what style font. So one of them is the first one that was on there, and then the other one, as you can see, is a little bit more bold. Most times what they do is they have one that's just normal and one that is bolded. And then you can also change the size. So if you want that to be super big, you can have it as headline 1, or super small, headline 5. You also have the choice to have a button. So your button can also be linked to anything, as all buttons can be. So if you want to edit that, instead of having it go to shop all and you want them to email you, that's all you have to do is put in there, and you can change it. You can actually change the wording of your button. So you can change that to be however you want to. Once again, here's your Customize tab. Once you come down here to Customize, you can choose the layout. How do you want this to be laid out? Do you want this laid out with the hearts on either side, with the white box in the middle? And just so you know, this will stay white. This will not change. That is intentionally done that way to make it pop. Do you want your words at the bottom instead of on the top? You can change that. You can even change, which I know I did not cover, you can change what this says. Just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. And again, you can change the color and the font and how big or how small you want it. If you want it super big, if you want it super small, if you want it more medium, again, totally up to you. I do suggest when you're changing the color that you highlight it. It makes it go a little faster. So let's go back down here to layout. I am going to pick, I don't know. You pick the one that fits best for you. I'm going to choose this one. Yeah, you can change the font on it. I'm sorry. You can change the color of your font. You just cannot change the background color. When you come down here to section style, after you've chosen which layout you want, you can choose the custom color for your background, which I'm going to go ahead and still make that purple, the light purple, even though you're not going to see it right now because of the layout I have chosen. And then I can also choose how big or small I want my banner image to be. So if I want it a little big, large, small, extra small, it just shows how much of the page that's taking up. Once you've done that, you've completed your main banner. You can click done. Now we added all of these extra features in when I did the setup, all these extras. These are super easy to take away. So if you want to add featured items, you can do that here. So like say you are a Fashion Fix member. You can put your Fashion Fix sets right here for them to order from. Or if you're life of the party, you can put your life of the party items here every month for them to order from. Or if you don't want a featured item section, all you have to do is delete it. And all of a sudden, your featured item section is gone. But maybe you wanted to add it back. Maybe you thought, oh, never mind, I really did want that. There's an undo button up top, or you can come down here to add section and re-add those featured items. And then there they are. If you click add, it's going to show up down here at the bottom. Sorry, it's going to show up down here at the bottom. But again, if you come over here to the side, you can move that back up to where you wanted it to be. And there's your featured items once again. Again, each one of these is customizable. So you can go in and you can customize that with a layout. You can customize that to do however and be however you want. I would suggest, if you're doing it, for them to shop from and not just see, that you use one of these two here, because when you use something like this, it's one item and it takes up a lot of space. And when you do it like this, and I know this from personal experience, they have to actually click each item. But these two here, you have the option to add buttons to those. So they can actually shop that right now and add it to their cart. Same goes for this one. Just my personal preference. Again, do it however you want to do it. That's just where I've learned in my trial and error ways. So I'm going to actually go ahead and show you now email subscriptions. You don't have to have an email subscription unless you send out regular news updates to your customers. I would not worry about doing an email subscription, but again, completely up to you. Maybe it's something that you want to do. Your Instagram feed. Again, you have to connect with your Instagram. You can customize this to show, if you want it to show all the pictures like this, if you want it to show pictures as a slider. All of these are totally customizable and totally removable. So if you did click on that at first and you don't want it on there, don't worry about it. You can take it off. The contact us form, I do find this to be very helpful if they have a pressing matter. I don't find it essential because most of our customers are finding us through Facebook or Instagram as it is, and they have an option to go ahead and message us that way. So I'm actually going to leave that up. You also have location and hours. Again, you don't have to have this on there. For those of us that are just using this from our Facebooks, we don't want people coming to our homes. We don't have shops. You can just go ahead and remove this. As you can see, all of those are laid out. So let's go ahead and play with the featured items for a second. You can choose how you want them to be done. If you want it to be recently viewed, or again, a custom selection. When you do a custom selection, what happens is you have to go in and choose your items. I've only got 4 uploaded for the training. And you will choose the ones that you want to add. And then as you can see, those pop up right here. You can also rearrange how they see those. So if you're kind of particular, I'm a little particular. I like things to be in a certain order. So rings, earrings, bracelets, necklaces. That's how I do it on my live shows, at least. You can change how you want those featured. You can add the section title. You can change it. You can change the font. You can add a description if you want. So if you want to say these, which I know these are not, but say these were January's life of the party pieces. You can put an explanation or a description in here. Okay, so you can put whatever you want in there. Your images. Now, this is a very, very, very important step. So if you are not paying to anything else I say, attention to anything else I say in this video, please, please, please pay attention to this. As you can see, none of these videos or photos have the crown in the corner. You need to make sure that when you have these photos showing, you click on item images and you go to crop. It is automatically preset to the center. You need to make sure that is on the fifth one. Why? Because the fifth one is the only one that shows the crown in the corner if you are using the paparazzi stock photos. Again, for those of you in the back that need to hear a little bit louder, please, please, please. It is very uncompliant to use a stock photo without the crown image. You can take photos of your jewelry all day long. But if you are using a photo that paparazzi provides us, it has got to have the crown in the corner. This is very important. Make sure you go to item images and make sure when you go to crop, it is not the first or the second or the third or even the fourth. It has to be on the fifth one. Yes, your images take up more space on your screen, but if paparazzi for some reason would look at your website, they could shut you down and suspend your consultantship or even cancel you. You need to make sure that crown is in the corner. Now that I'm done with that spiel, you can add a quick shot button to your photos. You can choose how you can zoom in, you can zoom out, fade, excuse me. You can show the item price and the title when they click over your photo. I just choose image fade. You can also choose to add that shop now button, and that'll let them shop now and add it to their carts. Again, that photo is very important. You can also customize this section. You can customize the layout. Since it's a featured item, we did go over this a little bit. So if you choose this one, what happens is they come by 3s or 4s, and you can change that, and they will scroll down your screen, or you can have it in a scroll over section. So when they just come up here to the top, they can scroll through. The section style, large, medium, small. Now, if you make it small, that does help with how much space your photos take up. If you want them a little bit more big or a little bigger, you can choose medium. And then I'm also going to go ahead and choose a custom color to make that match with the rest of my page. As you can see, so now as they scroll down, it's all one color. And that is that for your items, your featured items. Oh, I wanted to show you, I'm sorry. The layout. If you choose to use the 3 layout, you can see it's just 3 across now. If you go down here to section style, you can choose how many columns you want. If you want it 1 up to 4. So you can actually have it going all the way across if you wish. Again, everything in here is totally customizable, and Square has come a long way with allowing us to customize our websites in the last 4 years or 3 years. I've been with Paparazzi for 3 years, not 4. Sorry. I was counting columns. Once you're happy with how that section is turned out, you can go ahead and click off of that. If you want to do the text and image, you can add an image here, add some fun text. Again, all of that completely customizable. Go ahead and play around with this at this point. Add, take away, do whatever you got to do. The only thing that needs to stay in place is going to be your footer branding, or your footer and the footer branding. Now, when you upgrade, if you upgrade, the footer branding will go away. It cannot be taken away without an upgraded website. But your footer itself, you can change. So you can actually remove the logo if you do not want the logo on there without messing up how you set up your navigation. Your navigation and header and your footer are two totally different things. So if you want to add that logo back on there, that's completely up to you. If you want it to, instead of being the logo, you just want it to be the text instead, that's perfectly fine. You can add the navigation to it. You can add subscription title, which is like the email, and then they can sign up. Your social icons, this is fun also. So at the bottom, you can link your social media. So if you want to link social media, you go here to connect, and you can pick and choose an email, your Facebook, your Instagram. You can choose from any of these that are available, YouTube, Twitter, and you can link those to your page. So as they scroll down, which I didn't type in anything, as they scroll down, these will appear at the bottom of their screen. And then you can do an external link. It's really up to you. You don't have to have that on there. And you can also customize how you want it to be. So there you can change the layout of how it looks, leave it alone. Again, completely up to you. And then the style, you can change the style if you want to make this a little bit darker instead of being so light, which my page actually looks like this. The rest of the page does. It's that light purple. So if you want it to stay dark so it stands out, you can leave it dark. If you want it to be a totally different color, you can do that. That is completely up to you at this point. So now that you are not messing, I keep saying messing. That's how I refer to it when I do it with my team. Now that you are done customizing your homepage, I'm gonna do a preview real quick so you can see this is what it's gonna look like to your customers. And I do suggest you do previews quite often so you can kind of scroll through and see. And you can click the links. So anything that you have up here, you can click. You just scroll on down. You can see, well, we didn't do the contact or the watch out, featured, but you kind of have the gist of things now. You can go in and customize. Now, with the navigation menu, I don't know if I said we were coming back to that, but we are. We clicked, if you remember, we typed in necklaces 1. When you click necklaces 1 on your preview, it takes you to nothing. It is a completely blank page because we haven't built it yet. When you click necklaces, and this was the one we linked to the category page. When you click necklaces, it's going to take you to the necklaces page. You see how I did that there? And then also your men's and your shop all. Okay. Now, all of these pages, just like this, they are all customizable except for the gift card that automatically comes up. You can build your page or you can just make it a category page. And we're going to learn how to do that now. So if you come up here, let's click out of that. Well, I didn't mean to click out of the whole thing. Hang on, guys. Give me just a second. Let her load back up. Okay, so if you come up here at top and you see it says page home. If you click the drop down menu, you can see your standard pages, necklaces. You can see your category pages. And then you can see your item pages. You can play around with all of these. So your standard page, this is the one I was telling you you need to build. It's a standard page. This is just like your home page. So either you're going to add a banner to it with a cute little saying. You can add just text to this page. And then if you want to add the categories, you can do that, or you can add the featured items. I will say featured categories is a lot easier to add than featured items. Why? because if you're doing featured items, you have to constantly come back in and upload those items. But if you did the categories, every time you upload an item into that category and put it in that category, it's going to automatically show up on your page no matter what. Now, just say we decided we built this standard page, we're going to put featured categories in. What happens here is when you add the featured categories, you have to choose those categories you want to show. If you do, like I was showing you how we have the necklaces one, we're doing the standard page. If you click just necklaces, it's going to take you to the category page, automatically showing all of those necklaces. Okay. Now we're going to go up here to the top, and again, just play, look around, play. We're going to come down here instead of messing with the standard page, which I'm actually going to go ahead and delete. I know I'm not going to delete it. I'm going to leave it there. Again, with a standard page, you're building it just like you did your home page. You're adding to it, you're taking away from it, you're making it your own. When you come down here to category pages, let's click earrings or whichever one for this video, just so you can see. You can see that the item's already there, but again, my photo is cropped out. So I need to go in here to item list. When you click on that, it's going to tell you that this is going to change for everything. So you can change, if you want the category links on the side, you can actually hide those. The title of your page, how you want it to sort. Now, you can change this from featured to popularity if you want it alphabetical. The price is going to be the same either way, unless it's a starlet shimmer or a Z piece. It's going to be low to higher or just $5. So I always just change it to newest because most people, when they get on, they're looking for the new jewelry. Now there's that important tab, that item images tab. Again, it's set at the middle, number 3. You need to make sure that's on number 5. And you can also, from this screen, put a border around your images. You can add image titles. If you don't want the image title there, which is the title you typed in, the price, and a pagination is down here at the bottom if you have 60 plus or if you want to show 100. So this, what it's doing is it's showing how many items per page. I always just leave it at 60. Or you can make it auto load. So as they scroll down, it'll automatically load. That's completely up to you. And then of course you can customize it. You can do 4 across and all of that. But again, that crown is extremely important to you guys. You definitely have got to have that crown on there. All right, and then there is that. That is how you customize your category pages. And then your item pages. So this comes up with your items. So this is how you customize the item page itself. Again, that image is not compliant. You need to make sure, and once you do it for one, it's going to go for all. You won't have to come back and do it again, but you need to make sure that those pictures are cropped out. But you can choose how that thumbnail, your second photo, appears if you want it at the bottom, if you want it on the right, or you want it on the left. You can add an image border here, and you can allow them to zoom in. You can also make sure if you don't want the price, the buy button, the description, all of that. Again, I'm going to change that color because it's my analness. I can't help it. I want it to match with the top. You can change it to however you want. Now, since you offered shipping and store pickup or delivery, those options are going to appear here on the side. And they get the choice to choose if they want it shipped, picked up, or delivered. I've never had anybody say, well, I want this one shipped, but I want these 2 picked up. I don't even know if they can possibly do that. That is something I've never looked into. Um, because most times if a customer's placing an order for themselves, either they're gonna have it shipped to themselves or they're gonna pick it up themselves or they're gonna have you deliver it to themselves. So that is that. All right, so now that you've customized your item pages, you've customized how the category shows up. So our earrings, our necklaces. See, now this is the point I want to make. I changed one category page, so we were in the earrings page. It did it for all of the category pages except for the backgrounds. You can change the background for each one and make them different. So even if I would come down here and click bracelets, it's purple and my earrings are purple. It's going to change it. I'm sorry, that misspoke. When you change anything on any of your category pages, it's going to change it on all. But again, I cannot stress enough about this crown in the corner. I know I'm probably being over obsessive about it, but it is very, very important and I cannot stress it enough. I would not worry about changing the footer on your page or the header on either page. Those just come with all of your pages. And so I just want to show one more time. So I showed the earrings. Let's show, it changed it on all of them. So all of them now have the crown. All right, guys. And you can also change the setting, the page settings, the URL for it. You can make it SEO. You can make it social. If you want it, it's going to show the social image if you share it, all of that. You don't really have to worry about those settings. Again, I'm not versed in SEOs yet. I'm still studying and learning. So once I do and know a little bit more about that, I will do another video on it. But for the most part, you guys, I just exited out of the bit again. Sorry. One more time, clicking back in. Once it loads. So now we're at the end. We've gone through, we've figured out what we want, we like how it looks. When you're completely done and you're happy, hit that oh so fancy publish button. And then there it is. You have officially published your website for your customers to shop from. And you can see it just by clicking that little blue link right there. And then there you go. There's your website, you guys. Congratulations, you did it. Look at that. We never built this one, but look at that. All right, there it is, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have enjoyed making these videos, and thank you all so much for following along and just kind of chilling out with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Bye.